Hey everyone, Robin here with AriesFireTarot. How's it going? I hope everybody's staying strong and safe out there. So guys, welcome to the channel. I'm getting ready to do a new moon reading for you. So the new moon is when it's completely like unreflected. There's going to be no shiny surfaces to it, but you can still see it. And the new moon is coming in on April 22nd. So I like to post this reading a couple days in advance for you guys so you can be prepared. So I usually use the Witch's Tarot because it has moons on it. I mean, I know it's cheesy, but I usually use this deck because of the way it's represented. But when I was sitting down to do this read for you guys, I'm going to leave that for another time. I was guided to use the Good Tarot. So I'm going to shuffle this deck up and I'm going to do the new moon magic reading for you guys. So the new moon is really a time for you to renew and refresh your dreams and desires and really strike out again, you know, because your energy is continually renewing, and with the new moon it is the perfect time to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and try again, you know. So let's have a look here at how to ground your magic. Now, every single one of you is a magical being, whether you feel magical at the moment or not. So really, like, don't think that you're not, okay? Like, give yourself the credit, and just, if you're here, maybe it's time for you to remember exactly who you are. And on that note, I'm gonna dig right in, but guys, like, take a second to subscribe to the channel and let me know which card resonated the most for you, okay? So, Shut Up Robin and How to Ground Your Magic. Lovely, 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 lovely. So we have the Star card. So, I mean, the Star card is just so full of hope and ambition and keeping yourself positive. It's that, you know, you remember that little nursery rhyme? When you wish upon a star, it makes no difference who you are. It really, you guys, magic pulsates through each and every one of us, you and me, and as a collective. Magic is everywhere around you, and believing in that magic and shining your light upwards. And, you know, there's a moon behind this character in the card, so it's quite significant. It's not a new moon, it's a full moon, but just really be empowered by yourself. Really start to, my voice? Is that my voice? Really start to pay attention to what is happening around you, the ripple effects of your thoughts as you're moving throughout your day. And, you know, manifestations are always happening, whether they're good or bad for you. So yeah, just keep the spirit uplifted. Find people that merge with who you are as an optimist. Try to take steps away from the pessimist you. And I was just moving the deck over to have a look at the second card, which is what to clear to make way for the new. And I had a card fall out of the deck, so I'm going to keep it. All right, so we've got the Ace of Fire here, and the Ace of Fire is like new ideas coming in for you. So I think this is going to, like, this is going to happen for you, and I'm not seeing how this card really relates to the question. I think this could be a result of clearing things. So what I'm going to do is quickly, that's really odd. I'm being guided to pull, like, I put a portion of the Witch's Tarot to the side, so I'm going to pull one, card from the top, and I pulled the Shadow Self. So this is what you need to clear for these new ideas to come in, like this self-doubt and almost like your self-treachery. And this is a really hugely impactful card. You know, just stay away from what does no longer serve you. You know, your inner battles, like, do you need it anymore, or is it just a companion? Like, are you just sitting back like this ghoulish figure in the background and sort of watching your own self-doubt and self-treachery and feeling negative about yourself? Like, what is actually going on? And, like, is fear your companion, you know? Or do you create scenarios that you can sort of trip yourself up, you know, because that's what you're used to, you know? My parents, they were always telling me that I was never going to amount to anything and I was no good at anything. So I kind of always set myself up in scenarios where that would happen, because that was the prophecy I had been delivered, you know, through my lifetime. But is that your prophecy, or did someone give that to you? Like, really look at what your influences were here with the shadow self and how you could have borrowed them from somebody. Like, this could be teachers, it could be somebody in your family. I know sometimes coaches are appalling, you know. So really look at why. Like, is your shadow self a part of yourself, or did you detach somebody's shadow and bring it along for the ride? Because you notice there's three entities in this card, and I feel like there's somebody watching in the background that could have given you sort of really negative outlooks and fears and, you know, sort of a trepidation, and it could be impeding the way that the Ace of Fire wants to come in, because this is the new with the Ace of Fire. So I would really have an intense look at what is no longer serving you and who gave it to you. Like, sometimes we have our own fears and, you know, they're warranted, but I'm seeing here where you're borrowing somebody else's, or somebody else like infused their negativity onto you. So if that's resonating, have a look at that, you guys, and try to overcome that as best as possible. And the best way to do that is through positivity and hope, right, with the Star card. So I've been seeing the shadow self come up a lot, and you know what, you just have to deal with it. Everybody has their shadow self, you know. It's always going to be there, and it's just where you want it to be in the minivan for you. Like, do you want it beside you, or in the back seat, or maybe possibly in the trunk, or, you know, in the U-Haul carrier that you're pulling behind you? It's always going to be there, but how much of the stage are you going to share with your shadow self? And you have to decide that for yourself, and then act accordingly. So let's see how to connect to your power this new moon. Great card. So you've got the King of Fire, and the King of Fire in this deck, he really just leads with his heart. He has his heart in his hand. He's offering it up. He's offering it to the universe. And once you recognize how powerful you are, and start to follow this card just impacts me so much, because I don't know if you guys have ever heard that you've got and some people say 3 brains, but definitely 2. And the brain in your heart is bigger than the brain in your head. And if you're not sure what that means, okay, I welcome you to do your own research, but following your heart will always lead you the right way. This is trusting your higher self. It's trusting in spirit, you know, and this is how you're going to connect to your power, is definitely by following your heart with the King of Fire. And the King of Fire is hugely accomplished. And, you know, he just doesn't settle for anything that is less than what he wants, right? So, and I love how the aura around him just really reminds me of the sun. And, you know, you are the sun, so you're everything. You're the sun, the moon, and the stars. You know, you are the universe. So really start connecting with that brain in your heart. So that can... You'll never go wrong. You know, you'll never go wrong by following your heart. So let's see the magic to make to call something in. And this is such an important card, you guys. Like, you're trying to manifest, and nothing's showing up. So are you giving up? Some people like give up just as it's like, it's right here, and then it goes away because you're like, I'm exhausted from this already. So, let's see what card we can pull to help you with that. The magic to call something in, and I'm being compelled to do a deck cut here for you. So we've got the 2 of Earth, and this is, I think it's great advice. You know, this is kind of like this old dating rule that, you know, if you meet somebody, you shouldn't just sit around and fester wondering if somebody's going to call you. You should never doubt if somebody's interested in you. But anyway, the rule was to keep yourself busy and let whatever happens take care of itself. So this is really important magic, whether you realize it or not. So you can send your manifestation out into the world, and then you can either sit there and watch for it to arrive, or you can go about your life. You know, because if you're focused on the thing that hasn't arrived yet, what you're focusing on is the lack of it, and then you're manifesting the lack of the manifestation that you're trying to manifest. So put your intention out into the universe and then go do something else. You know, Two of Pentacles is a really busy energy, just going about your life and being absolutely assured that while I'm over here taking care of whatever I've got to take care of, my lifestyle, my job, you know, my critters, whatever, your family, just know that because you're part of the universe, it's coming in. You don't have to worry about the timing of it. It'll show up when it's ready, when you're ready. So this is really an intense part of magic, is understanding that you can just have to wait. That's it. You know, having the power to wait for something and having the patience to wait for something, it's really important. You know, things are not going to happen overnight. I don't really know anybody that has a genie in a bottle, and you know, if you have one, I wouldn't mind borrowing it. So let's see how to surrender and trust here, you guys. All right. So you've got the Messenger of Air, and I just love this card. It's so perfect right now. The Messenger of Air, the way that she's so calm, you know, and she's like, it's like standing at the edge of an ocean and having that cool breeze come over you, and feeling the power of the universe, you know. And this is exactly how you can surrender and trust. Just close your eyes and just feel the magnificence. If you have never stood out in the night, you know, in the country, it's such a different feeling than being in the city where there's so many distractions, where you just, and everything is as it should be. So you put your manifestation up, you know, you follow your heart. Hey, it's out there. You've got your new ideas coming in because you've like basically conquered your shadow self. You know, you're hopeful, and then all you have to do is sit back in your infinite patience and allow it to wash over you. And if you start to feel really upset because nothing is coming in for you, just remember that your focus on the lack of manifestation will bring you the manifestation of lack. So it can be a little bit tricky. So it is important to keep yourself busy. Go read a book, go dance, go do yoga, do something creative or powerful, do something nice for somebody else, you know. And then just know that you are magnificent, and you will be blessed by exactly what it is that you're trying to manifest into your life, whether it is the lack of the manifestation or the actual manifestation that is on your wish list. So guys, this is a really interesting reading, and the shadow self keeps poking its ugly head out from these cards, but that's just going to be your life, and it's going to pop up, you know, and you're just going to have to go like, not today, you know, I'm not down with you anymore. Like, you served your purpose, or maybe you didn't, and you took up too much of my life as it is. You don't even belong to me half the time. So away you go, and you can just minimize it and, you know, shut the door on it. And the more power you have over it, the more you choose to ignore your shadow self like that, the stronger you'll be. So this is a really interesting reading for you guys, and I hope that you just stay blessed and get in your manifestation zone and remember your power and exactly who you are. Guys, take care. Many blessings. Bye.